E1 and an E2 visa are basically visas for certain people from certain countries that have treaties with the United States. In other words, not every nationality qualifies for E1 or E2 status. It depends on whether the U.S. has a treaty with that country and what type of treaty. For example, certain countries have both. They have the E1 and the E2. Other countries only have the E1 or the E2, and many countries have no treaty. So therefore the E1 and E2 is not an option. Now, the E1 applies to someone who is coming to the U.S. to open a business or acquire a business that's going to do substantial trade with the E-treaty country. So for example, a citizen of France who comes over here and let's say wants to import wine from France to the United States, they could open up a business, and if they're going to do substantial trade, meaning they're going to import the wine to the U.S., continuous trade, they could qualify for an E1 visa. On the other hand, an E2 visa has nothing to do with trade, but it can. But there's no requirement of foreign trade or foreign trade with the treaty country. What an E2 requires is that the foreigner makes a substantial investment in a U.S. business, either by starting a brand new business or by acquiring an existing business. The law doesn't define what substantial is. It all depends on what type of business is being invested in or started. But typically, you're looking at an investment somewhere in the six-figure range to try to, at least reach a level of substantiality.